Hello everyone, I'm Haotian from Peking University. Today I would like to present our paper Selecting Large Language Model to Fine-Tune via Rectified Scaling Law. At the beginning, I would like to talk about the motivation. As there are more and more LLMs released every month, how to select the optimal LLM to fine-tune on our downstream task has become a problem. To solve the problem, we surveyed the related work and found that there is a well-established task named model selection, which has been studied extensively. Model selection also has a similar goal to select an optimal model from a large candidate model set without training each model on a full dataset. However, the existing model selection methods only focus on classification tasks. Those methods cannot be adapted to generative models like LLMs. Therefore, we aim to formulate and solve the problem of selecting the optimal large language model. Our objective is to predict the full fine-tuning performance of various LLMs given a limited resource budget, such as time, storage, and computational power. We frame this as a resource-constrained prediction problem. As an initial study of LLM selection, we define the resource constraint in terms of the data budget ratio. This ratio represents the proportion of the full dataset used for fine-tuning each model. Essentially, we allow fine-tuning only on a small subset of the entire dataset, and the data budget ratio is the fraction of the subset size to the total dataset size. So, our goal is to score each candidate LLM, or we can say predict the full fine-tuning performance by tuning each LLM on small subset. Intuitively, the problem will be more challenging if the data budget ratio is small. So, how to address this resource constraint problem? We test some intuitive baseline selection methods, but all of them fail and can even provide negatively correlated prediction. These baselines include selecting the largest candidate based on their model size, or selecting LLM with best zero-shot test loss, and selecting the LLM with the best fine-tuning performance on a subset considering the resource constraint. As the bar plot shows, model size and zero-shot results demonstrate negative correlation with ground truth full fine-tuning performance. Subset tuning is a better method, but the correlation decreases significantly as the data budget ratio becomes small. So, how to design a LLM selection method that can predict the performance more precisely in such a resource-constrained problem? Considering of the resource-constraint characteristic, we connect this problem to scaling law, which is a crucial concept of LLM. The scaling law tells us we can predict the performance of LLMs with large computational budget by extrapolating the results of small computational budgets. So the scaling law is also a resource-constrained prediction method. Then we want to see if it can be applied in our LLM selection problem. Then we continue to study the scaling law in fine-tuning scenario. The formula here shows the vanilla scaling law, where L is the loss, N is the model size, and D is the dataset size. This formula is tested good in pre-training scenario. However, we only have some negative results in fine-tuning, as the figure shows. A paper from Google points out that the scaling of model size does not follow the vanilla law. This also shows that in LLM selection, we cannot simply choose the largest candidate. So, the scaling law doesn't work in model size scaling. Can you work on dataset size scaling? We fix the same model and vary the dataset size used to fine-tune and plot the results. We also found that the vanilla scaling law fails. In a logarithm scale, this law will show that the dataset size and loss follows a linear correlation, but we see a two-phase transition in this figure, which we term them as pre-power phase and power phase. We found this two-phase transition phenomenon holds across diverse settings. We confirmed this observation on an extremely diverse LLM set. Then we think how to rectify the vanilla law to fit the transition. A drawback of the vanilla law is that when the dataset size goes to 0, and the predicted loss will go to infinity. This is not correct, as we know that zero-shot loss is always bounded. Therefore, we introduce a term named pre-learned data size in the denominator, and this rectified scaling law can have very low fitting error compared to the vanilla law. Then we applied the rectified law to LM selection. As the law has many parameters to fit, we designed a method named ATS to fit efficiently and stably. We show that LM selection based on the rectified scaling law has very good performance compared to some intuitive baselines on various selection benchmarks. And we also do a lot of ablation studies. For more details, you can check our paper if you're interested. Okay, I will make a brief summary of our paper. Firstly, we are the first to study generation-based model selection, and our method is the first effective method for generation-based model selection. And secondly, we propose the first effective scaling law in fine-tuning on the dataset size. Lastly, we have many solid and novel observations and our methods in this paper. That's all for my presentation. Thanks for listening.